GM, everyone a little late today. The market just opened. As you can see, everything is absolutely on fire. I noticed the sound was better yesterday when I didn't have my little picture here, so I'm going to lose that. I think it's giving us better sound. I'm going to do a quick sound test as well here. Make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like you can. Hopefully it's good. But anyway, let me check to make sure we're live on X. Yeah, good stuff. Market's looking solid. Futures are looking good. I'm sure the market has opened up in the green. Let's make sure that okay. Market's looking solid. So if you got it, let me shoot a little GM while people join us here, and then we'll take a quick look at the markets. But yeah, sorry, coming a little late. Going to have to talk fast today. Had a few things to do here, but yeah. As you can see, everything looking very, very green. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. You know, we finally had a few days when the market was doing crappy, and we still did good, which has been months and months with all the PTSD. Almost didn't believe it was possible, but here we are. Here we are. So GM, everyone just joining me. Sorry. I like to start this a few minutes before. Just couldn't get it done today. Too many things getting ready. But yeah, the NASDAQ up 4%, Dow about even, S&P on some news that there might be a secret peace deal in play there. So that's probably the big thing that happened among things, which we'll go over quickly. But yeah, we're looking good. Bitcoin absolutely on fire here. Bitcoin is you can see everything's huge, right? Everything's green. But look at Bitcoin, 71,807. We actually just momentarily breached 70, spiked up 72,429. Man, if we can hold these levels, 72, 74, then we may see the bottom. Now, could we yeah, just a dirt road, brother. How you doing, man? Yeah, loving this pump, man. Loving this pump. Thanks for joining me. Good to see you, brother, out there, man. Yeah, this is great. And I think the big thing when I first saw it is when there was leaks, rumors now of a potential that Iran has reached out to Trump with a secret potential deal. So that's really what caused the beginning of this pump. But there's other good stuff happening as well. So man, this is yeah, very nice. Like I say, 70, holding 70. It's a big even number. Very important that we hold that. Also, though, if we can hold 72, 74, look, it's a previous year's high. It's also some big Fibonacci retracements from all-time highs. So, man, absolutely good stuff. Look, maybe we've seen the bottom. Now, maybe we haven't. I think if they do get this war settled, especially if there is a deal reached this week, we're going to see a massive pump in both the traditional market and in the crypto market. So it's huge, man. It's absolutely huge. If not, important that we can hold these levels. Now, we had 2 days of the traditional markets absolutely sucking, right? Absolutely doing horrible, yet we were still did good here in crypto. So that's a good sign. It's been a long time since that happened. People maybe seem to be waking up or shifting back. I don't know. Now we're kind of struggling right here at 72, but I'll take it considering we're up 7.4%. 7.4%. So on the daily, we got all the way down to 66,000. So that's a $7,000, about a $6,000 pump. I'll take that, man. I'll take that any day. But if you look at the hourly chart, we had that pump up over 72. Let's see where things settle in here. But let's take a look at Ethereum, 2,085, up 6.5%. BNB, 2 up 4.3%. XRP, I know a lot of people love XRP out there. I like XRP. I've said before, I don't love it. I did make multiple 100Xs on my money early on, and I do like XRP, but maybe I just already made my money in it, and we'll let everyone else take their chances with it. But anyway, looking good, up 5.5%. And Solana, which is my biggest holding right now, to be honest with you, my favorite layer one, along with Ethereum, $90.39, up 8.9% for the day. So man, looking good, looking good. What do we got news-wise here, man? Like I say, I think a lot of it is that rumor that we could, or at the very least, we're gaining on that thing. But if we can broker a peace deal, can be brokered, man, I think that's going to be massive. Already seeing, and we may have the bottom may be in, right? I've been here for 15 years. I've seen a lot of these ups and downs. And I'll tell you, I don't know. Nobody can say. Always be skeptical of what everyone says. Everyone has their own agenda here, right? Never just take anything at face value. Never trust anyone. It's your money that you worked hard for, right? And as long as that's the case, you need to do what's best for you. Everyone's risk management is different. But I'll tell you this, owning some Bitcoin, owning some of these blue chips at this time in the game, when Bitcoin is going to $1 million at some point, is absolutely can change your financial future. And so anyway, some of the other stuff that's helping to pump the news is Trump, man. He came down hard yesterday on the banks about the Clarity Act. And let me just kind of read this too, in case you haven't seen this. This is the biggest confirmed news. The whole peace process, we'd love to see that, obviously. But this is what he said yesterday I believe on True Social. The Genius Act is being threatened and undermined by the banks, and that is unacceptable. We're not going to allow it. The U.S. needs to get market structure done ASAP. America should earn more money on their money. The banks are hitting record profits, and we're not going to allow them to undermine our powerful crypto agenda that will end up going to China and other countries if we don't get the Clarity Act taken care of. The Genius Act was the USA's first big step to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and getting the Clarity Act done is the next step to finish the job. And most importantly, keep this big and powerful industry in our country. The bank should not be trying to undercut the Genius Act or hold the Clarity Act hostage. They need to make a good deal with the crypto industry, because that's what's in the best interest of the American people. The industry cannot be taken from the people of America when it is so close and becoming truly successful. Thank you for attention, Matter President Donald J. Trump. Now, look, you guys know I didn't make it a secret that I was very disappointed that he didn't mention crypto or the Clarity Act or the Strategic Reserve or any of that stuff in the State of the Union last week, right? But man, he couldn't have come out in any stronger terms here. And listen, the US dollar, if they're going to print their way out of this, and we know they want to print more money, Trump wants to fix the housing, bring the interest rate down. Trump doesn't want to be paying this extra $1 trillion in interest every year, right? He gets his new Fed chairman in, they are going to print, as well as try and strengthen the economy. Well, how do they offset that printing? How do you find people that want to buy our treasury bills while we're printing? Well, the answer to that is stable coins, which is the future of banking, which is the future of AI and AI agents. And then if those are linked to the dollar and we get this Clarity Act and we become one of the absolute, centers for this in the world, well, then guess what? That's huge for the dollar. The dollar can continue to be maybe the dominant reserve currency. Right now, it's losing out to gold. It's literally losing out to gold. So this is very important. And this is the main reason. Like I say, the pump on top of this came with the rumor I saw about what was going on with the with potential peace deal being brokered. But this is the real bread and butter right here. This is undeniable. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. There it is. Iran reportedly offers to discuss terms for ending the war with USA and Israel. So this is absolutely huge. if that happens, on addition to the good stuff that's already, it's so funny because about 8-10 days ago, we were just sliding down towards that 60,000. We were really struggling to find a narrative. And I said the Clarity Act is the narrative, but also we're so oversold, like historically oversold, right? On the RSI, the weekly RSI, I think the lowest, the most oversold in history. Some of those macro things are eventually, you just can't stay down forever, right? We had the market manipulation. We had the Jane Street, all this stuff going on. And sorry, I'm going to talk a little faster than usual to get through all this stuff, bring you guys all up to date. But here it is. Confirmed, President Trump held confirmed meeting with Coinbase yesterday to discuss Bitcoin market structure. He did this in the middle of an actual war. This is how serious the USA is about BTC. Clarity in March, it's happening. So this is the biggest news, confirmed news. Obviously, China, also Russia, a lot of people, Pakistan reaching out and encouraging parties to talk. I mean, China, they got so much of their oil from Venezuela. That got cut off. They get most of their oil from Iran. So, of course, they want to see this resolved as soon as possible. So this is 3D chess, 4D chess by Trump. But obviously, everyone wants to see this get resolved. So they're pushing it. Everyone's pushing it. NATO shot down a ballistic missile fired from Iran towards Turkish airspace. This is not good because they're now attacking a NATO country. Bad enough they're attacking Dubai, Kuwait, all these other countries, right? Oman, but now they're actually shooting a missile that was headed towards Turkey, which if you attack one NATO country, they're all obligated to attack you. So this was not good. Dumb move on Iran's part, but nonetheless, we'll see that. Also, we got the Straits of Hormuz, oil going crazy. I've heard now, I saw this morning, 2 container ships were attacked and maybe a couple of oil tankers. This very little teeny narrow piece of land here, though the U.S. has sunk almost all of the ships of the Iran Navy. So their ability to cut this off is being diminished. But also Trump came out and said that, look, one of the big reasons all these people are shutting off transit there is because the insurance companies are pulling out. They don't want, it's too risky for them to, normally you're insuring a boat against normal stuff. It's very rare that something's going to happen to it. So effective immediately, finance DFC to provide a very reasonable price, political risk insurance and guarantee for the financial security of all maritime trade, especially energy trading through the Gulf. This will be available to all shipping lines if necessary. The United States Navy will begin escorting tankers through the Straits of Hormuz as soon as possible. No matter what, the United States will ensure the free flow of energy to the world. United States economic and military might is the greatest on earth. More actions to come. Thank you for your attention to the matter, Donald Trump. Let's take a quick look back at Bitcoin. Still holding strong, man. Still holding over 71,579. Let's see if we can get back up to that 72. But if we can close over 70 even, I'll be super happy. 72 even better. So anyway, yeah, back to the news. Yeah, this was another deal about the secret. The stock market really did surge on that secret deal. Let's pray that happens, right? No one likes to see war. On just regular crypto news, Morgan Stanley recently joined the Bitcoin standard and crypto in a big way. They just submitted an S1 filing for the SEC for a Bitcoin trust. BNY Mellon and Coinbase Custody have been named as the fund's custodian partners. So another massive company with trillions under management, hundreds of billions under management, whatever it is. I don't know the exact number. I would say in the trillions, one of the largest holders of people's funds now joining and having a Bitcoin ETF. So it just keeps getting better. Kraken, they became the first crypto firm firm to gain access to the Federal Reserve's core payment system, securing a master account. I don't know what all the ramifications are about that, but it seems like that's how the banks play the game in Kraken. There's only 7 crypto fully legal, compliant U.S. exchanges, crypto, Kraken being one of them, and now they're that much closer to being a bank. Like I said, I haven't studied all the ramifications, but I know it's huge news. It's never happened. Lamborghini, a huge brand everyone knows. They just came out and announced that they're going to allow U.S. dealerships to accept Bitcoin. So when you get the biggest brands in the name accepting Bitcoin, maybe a token thing, but it does make news and it does make people feel comfortable. And it's a big deal. It's adoption. It's happening at this point. That's why I say there's never been a better time to get into Bitcoin. When I got into Bitcoin, Bitcoin was single digit, like $2, right? You could mine 50 Bitcoin on your computer. But at the time, nobody even knew or thought it would really work, right? So it's the risk to reward is different. Now we have the President of the United States. We have countries buying it. We have Wall Street backing it, right? That's why I'm saying it's such a good thing. And you're still early, even if today is literally your first day on the show, your first day hearing about Bitcoin, your first day learning about this. This can change your life. This can change the life of you and your family. That's why I'm so excited about it. And I don't know how much longer we'll have Bitcoin. We may things may settle. We may take another run down towards that 60,000 or the 200-week moving average around 58,000. We don't know, but it doesn't really matter in the long term, right? We're in the potential buy zone. The way is to dollar cost average. So don't get caught up in, the easy money, the over money, the too good to be true stuff, right? Consistent daily cost averaging with whatever you can afford. Might be $10 a week, might be $1,000 a week, might be 10,000. Everyone's on a different level. Everyone's playing this game differently, but everyone can benefit by your money 10 to 100 times and, over time. And it might take 5 or 7, 10 years. The ECB, the European Central Bank, they came out, said the massive adoption of stablecoins will drain bank deposits and weaken monetary policy transmission across Europe. Yeah, that's the idea. You guys have been taking advantage of us for hundreds of years. I mean, Bank of America making $50 billion on bad check charges. Who bounces checks? Who even uses checks? People with no money, the poorest people out there. That's right. They're making $50 billion on the poorest people out there. Yeah, we hate banks. That is the idea. And they see it, and that's why they've been fighting us, and that's why they're continuing to fight us. But at the very least, they're going to have to adopt this technology or die. See if we can get through these last few news stories, and we'll check back on the market. Great day, though. It's a celebratory day. And listen, we've had about a $6,000 pump. One thing I learned, and I only learned it in the last 3 or 4 years, and I've been in Bitcoin for 15 years. I bought my first stock when I was in first grade, right? So I've been around this, but I learned a concept, and I'm going to share it with you today. And that is that you only have days like this. We only have about 12 of these, 12 to 14 of these a year. So only about one day a month do we have these kind of pumps, right? The rest of the time we're just surviving and we're just doing our thing. So the rest of the time you just DCA, you just survive. You don't know when these days are going to come, right? A week ago we were searching for any narrative, right? We're just slipping towards the edge. People are talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 Bitcoin and believe in it. And it still may come. I don't know that we're at a bottom. I'll tell you, we're way closer to bottom than we are at top. And we may have bottomed. I can say that. But there's a saying, timing in the market. Time in the market is better than timing the market. If you think you're going to get out, get out. Which 12 days are that? You tell me. You tell me, right? You tell me which 12 days out of the year are going to pump like today. Did we know today was going to happen like this? No, I didn't. Maybe you did. And you should be making content, not me, if you knew that. But Time in the market is better than time in the market. DCA is the way. I've been seeing this all over here. We got Tiffany Fong, this huge ass big Archburger. Look at that thing, man. Nothing to do with what's going on today, but I got to try those things. That thing looks massive. So anyway, a week ago, we were all thinking we were going to be working at McDonald's. Okay, guys, this is big. A new study shows AI models picked Bitcoin as their number one monetary option. Well, not a single model chose fiat currency. We know that Bitcoin, crypto, and stable coins are going to be how these AI agents interact. Pretty soon, there might be more AI agents than there are people, right? I mean, think about this. How long is it going to take for your mother or your grandmother to learn how to use crypto, right? But they might be very easy for them to learn how to use an AI agent because they can just talk to it like I'm talking to you now, right? And the AI agents already know everything. They can go out and the AI agents already know Bitcoin is the way. Anthropic models had the strong preference for Bitcoin, followed by DeepSeek and Google. I asked Grok the other day. Now, when I talk to Grok, it's a female's voice, and she tells me her name's Ara. But so I say her when I forward to Grok. But anyway, Grok told me, I said, what's Bitcoin going to be in 2030? She came out with $1,400,000 and said that it could be as low as like high sevens, and it could even be higher. But 1.4 is what Grok came back to me. And now you see these AI agents, AI, they're choosing, they know it's going to be Bitcoin and stable coins and cryptos. So, and this is going to speed adoption because, like I say, your grandma and grandpa doesn't need to know how to do all this stuff. They'll just need to know how to talk to their AI agent. Indiana, yesterday it was Tennessee. Today it's Indiana. Indiana passes bills allowing state retirements to invest in crypto. Yesterday, we only have about 2 or 3 states have actually bought. We have 50 states, 51 if you want to include Puerto Rico. So every one of them is going to buy crypto. Every one of them is going to have 5 to 15, 20% of their money in crypto, right? We're early. Do you see that? There's only a couple countries, like 6 countries that are buying. There's not all of the huge retirement funds are buying. We're early, man. You buy Bitcoin now, let them buy and hold these bags. These retirement funds, they may hold that Bitcoin forever. They're not just going to be buying and selling it like people. That's why I'm just so crazy. Kathy Woods, ARK Investment, just bought $4 million worth of Coinbase, $12.6 million in Robinhood. She's buying the dip. We should be buying the dip. I keep saying smart money's buying the dip. Dumb money's selling. Panic and believe in the FUD. This is crazy, right? Cointelegraph. Since 2000, every major world currency has lost between 51 to 96,000 of its purchasing power. Okay, I bought my Dodge truck, right? And I said I bought it for like $42,000. Diesel, 3/4 ton, right? That same truck today is what? 100, 110, 120. Guess what? The truck didn't get more expensive. The money got less valuable. My wife bought her grandma's house, $185,000. Now it's worth almost $600,000. 8 years later, the house didn't get more expensive. The money got worth less. Bitcoin fixes. Okay, last but not least here. Strategies. Michael Saylor Strategy, MSTR. They have a preferred stock called STRC. It pays 11.5% interest. And because of the FUD, they set aside $3 billion. They would have money to pay that dividend for the next 3 years. They had $200 million in inflows yesterday. That all, they take that money, they buy Bitcoin. They're willing to pay you 11.5 because Michael Saylor believes he's going to make 30 over time. So, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Everyone, feel free to jump on my space, the Bitcoin Morning Show, which I've been doing for 4 years, coming up on X. Appreciate everyone joining here. Look, it's a good day to celebrate. Like I say, we only have about 12 days like this every year when we can celebrate. So glad you could join me. Join me over on this space if you want. We'll see you on other spaces. We got Easy doing evening spaces. We got other people. We got Alk doing morning spaces. There's some good quality spaces out there where